And Steve Torrey, who both somehow thought that Duke played Carolina in the 91 semi. I think that may have been in Indianapolis. I was still waiting for an apology. Is Steve in today, by the way? Did he work? I don't even know. I know he's been on vacation. I know he's going back on. I don't know if Linda was on today or Steve. We'll see if we get that a little later on. I'm not sure who's doing the update at the bottom of the hour. Nick Turturro. Yes, that Nick Turturro in California. You heard correctly, the great Turturro family. He's a big Yankee fan. Nicholas, welcome. Good to talk to you again. How are you today, pal? Okay?
Good, buddy. Big fan. Love the show. Loved you for a long time.
I know you have, Nicky boy. Nice to talk to you. What's going on? You're a huge Yankee fan, so let me get your thoughts. Go ahead.
I'm very happy, very happy. I think deep down, I have a question for you. I feel like you, I know you've hated the Yankees, but I think you act secretly have a little affection for this team. I saw it last year. I don't know. Is that true?
I think don't read too much into it. I think what's helped me with the Yankees as far as having at least a begrudging respect is my father has passed away, and he was a huge Yankee fan. He used to drive me crazy and tease me on the Yankees. And I don't have to deal with Mike every 5 minutes talking about Yankee baseball and driving me crazy about how great the Yankees were, and he was right to do it. So the fact that I don't have, and Torrey is not capable of teasing, he's such a good guy. So because of that, I think it's made me almost appreciate the Yankees a little more than I have in the past. How's that?
You've softened, right?
Yeah, softened, Nick. Softened.
You love to say that word, DiMaggio. What? I love the way you say it. Can you say it again?
I do. DiMaggio. My father used to say that, DiMaggio, like that. So that's.
Oh my God! Well, Tony was hysterical.
Yeah, Tony was something.
Tony. I never met him, but he was like, he was hysterical with Mike, and you're right. They would get under you, and it probably drove you over the top.
It did. Now, how about you? What are you doing after the old Hill Street Blues day? What are you doing right now, Nick? Fill me in. What's going on? What do you have?
I just did a mini series with my brother in Rome called "The Name of the Rose." A biblical. It's a period piece. I had to wear a beard and speak in a Spanish accent. I had to work with my brother, who's Mr. Intensity, and I was a little intimidated, with the costume and the beard and speaking in an accent. Then my brother's staring at me like, come on, you got to bring it. You got to bring it, Nick. So it's, you don't want to let your family down. But he's a genius, and it was a good stretch. I got to go to Rome. I got to, go back to my roots. I mean, I'm Italian, but I'm from Bari and Sicily. I don't know where your people are from, but I'll tell you, the food there, Chris, is incredible. When I came back here, nothing tastes good. Nothing.
And not expensive either, the food. Not expensive. 100%. No.
Forget it. But I was thinking about some old Yankee-Red Sox games. There was a game in 77 that was kind of a turning point. I don't know if you'll remember this, in June or something, where Roy White tied a game in the bottom of the ninth. Yankees were on the verge of losing against, I think Bill Campbell, closer, was in there. And then Reggie, I think in the extra innings, got a big hit off maybe Reggie Cleveland or somebody. That was one of those games. There were so many great games in the 70s. You're right. There was such a build-up to 78 that it wasn't just that game. That was the the icing on the cake. But you're right. Munson, Fish, Michael. There was nothing like the Yankees-Red Sox. Nothing in the 70s.
I will have to. We'll look up the game. Good job, Nick. It's great to talk to you again, pal.
You too, buddy.
Knock him dead. We'll look up the 77 game. Steve might remember that game. I don't remember that game. I do remember, and Eddie can look it up here. I do remember the September series in 77 where the Red Sox came to Yankee Stadium late in the year. I'd say with about a couple of weeks left. I think they may have been either even with the Yankees or maybe they were down a game. This is 77 now. And the Red Sox either got swept or they lost 2 out of 3 and they fell out of it. I'd have to look at when that was. I was in high school at the time, and my high school was in... okay, Eddie's got the information. 13th, 14th, and 15th of September. What was the Red Sox record on September 13th?
Give me 1 sec here. I was just moving down. I think they were 2 games back. Hang in there 1 second.
Take a look at that. I know it was a 3-game series. I was at Darrow's school in New Lebanon then, so I was not in New York, New Lebanon, New York, which is about 3 hours away. So I don't remember. I don't know if the games were. I probably didn't watch the games on TV, but I remember listening to the games, and I remember Reggie had a big series, and I think the Yankees swept Boston
2 out of 3.
They won 2 out of 3. The Red Sox came in to New York.
They came in the first game of the series. They were 86 and 58. The Yanks were 89 and 56.
So they were 2 out in the loss column, and the Yankees won 2 out of 3 to go 3 up. Okay. Did Reggie hit a big home run in one of those games?
Checking.
Because that was Reggie's first year with the Yanks, and I believe he hit 30 homers that year in '77. I'll take a look at that too. I think he hit 30 homers, and Reggie had a rough year in '77. Obviously, the whole mess with Billy Martin and the whole 9 yards, and he hated Billy and vice versa. Billy resented the fact that George brought him in. He wanted to bring Joe Rudy in. In '77. Reggie for the Yankees, I'm going to guess he hit 30 homers with 90 RBIs. That's a guess, but that's what I'm going to guess. Reggie did
hit a big home run in, look at this. So in the second game,
right?
Was it a 2-run shot? Let me just double check because the Yanks won it in the bottom of the 9th, a walk-off.
Yeah, Reggie hit 32 homers that year with 110 RBIs.
Yeah, Reggie hit a walk-off that game.
He hit a walk-off 2-run blast. What was the final score?
2-0.
Wow, that was a huge, and the Yankees won the first game that day? First game in that series?
First game they won.
So the Red Sox won the last game to salvage it, but that was a huge series. The Red Sox had to get 2 out of 3. They didn't do that. That turned out to be a huge series, and I'll make a prediction right now. The Red Sox never got that close again the rest of the way in that division. A couple games back in the loss column mid-September. I'll make that prediction right now. I remember that very well.